So right now I'm sitting on the front porch of Craig's house for the movie Friday. And the reason why I'm here is this year, 2025, is the 30th anniversary of the film. So I wanted to come down here and check out the filming locations. It's Friday, you ain't got no job and you ain't got to do. I'm gonna assume because you're just watching YouTube videos during the day. So today, I'm gonna show you the filming locations for Friday. Let's go see what we can find. So right now we're on 126 right off of Normandy, and the entire movie was filmed right here on this street, with the exception of one location, the liquor store, which isn't too far from here, and we're gonna be going to that a little bit later in this video. But everything else was filmed right here on this street, actually right here on this block. So we could actually match up the entire movie shot for shot, since the entire thing was filmed right here on this street, but that would take forever. So today we're just gonna kinda do the highlights of the movie. After that little montage in the beginning, we get our first shot of Craig's house. And we then get to go inside of Craig's house and meet his family, his mom and dad, and his sister who's trying to sleep without messing up her hair. And we then see Craig getting woken up by the church ladies. After closing the door on the church ladies, Craig tries to sit down and have himself a bowl of cereal, but his pops tells him he better take out the trash first. When Craig goes back inside the house, that's when we first get introduced to Smokey. And Smokey would have been sticking his head through, I believe, this window. And supposedly they did film inside the house, but obviously we can't go in there because people live here. But when Smokey walks back down the side of the house, we see him walk right past this breaker box. He comes out to the front yard, and that's when he sees Big Worm pulling up. So as I already mentioned, this is the front porch of Craig's house where he lives with his mom and his dad and his sister. And actually a lot of the movie takes place right here on this porch and in front of this house. Now this is probably my favorite scene in the movie, probably a lot of people's favorite scene, and it was filmed in the driveway of this house, which is right across the street from Craig's house. You can see it in the background. And this is of course when Red comes to ask for his bike back from Debo, who was shooting dice in the driveway. Well actually, Red's pops forces him to come ask for the bike back.
You know I wouldn't trip. What?
So right over here, uh-oh, ice cream truck coming down the street. I hope it's not Big Worm. So they take a walk over to Smokey's house, which is a couple of doors down and across the street. And while they're there, Smokey's mom asks them to go pick her up some cigarettes from the liquor store. And here it is, just about a mile away from the Friday neighborhood. This is the market that they go to. Right here is where Craig and Smokey pull up in Smokey's Pinto. And then Ezel is lying on the sidewalk right here. He gets up and he jumps on Smokey's hood. And they get out and they have a little conversation right here before heading into the market. And just about everything here still looks the same. The layout of the store is a little bit different now, so it's now covered, but where this shelf is, that's where Ezel would have been lying on the ground. So once they get back to Craig's house, they're sitting on the porch again, and that's when the pastor pulls up, played by the late, great Bernie Mac. And while they're talking to the pastor, that's when Hector comes around the corner. So while Craig and Smokey are chilling on the front porch, Debo stops by to pay him a visit and see if they have any money, and while he's literally patting Smokey down to see if he has anything, they notice Stanley leaving, and Debo points out that Stanley left his window open, and he tells Smokey that they're going inside to try and rob Stanley. That was this window right here on the side of Craig's driveway, and it looks like it even has the same security bars on it.
Bye, Felicia.
So while Craig's in the house with Debbie, his sometimes girlfriend Joy shows up, and it seems like things are about to get real ugly, but Craig's able to smooth things over, and he's actually about to get the money out of her that they need. That is until Felicia shows up. Craig, let me borrow your VCR. So Smokey's sitting on Craig's porch when he gets a little nervous and he realizes he's got to use the bathroom. So he goes running back over here to his house and he's banging on the front door, but he can't get in. He tries going back to Craig's house, and of course Craig's dad isn't gonna let him use the bathroom. So he runs back to his house and he ends up going right there on the side of the house.
Hey, Smokey back here taking it.
So Red stops by the house to pay a visit to Smokey and Craig, but unfortunately for Red, so does Debo, and he's got his eye on Red's chain. Man, my grandma gave me that chain. Smokey's blind date shows up, and she's not exactly what he was expecting, so he marches down to Debbie's house to find out why she didn't tell him. You can see that Debbie's house looks a little bit different. I think it's mostly because it's missing that wall in front, but right here is where Debbie and Smokey were standing talking about Rita.
Talking about she looked like Janet Jackson.
Ooh, no, she didn't go there.
Got out of the car looking more like Freddie Jackson.
And then, of course, Smokey goes around to the side of Debbie's house to sneak in through the window when he finds out that Debo's inside asleep. It would have been that window, the third one from the left. Smokey and Craig start to get a little paranoid and find themselves hiding behind trees when they see strange cars coming down the street because they think that Big Worm is sending someone to kill them. That is until Craig goes to walk Smokey back to his house and a van pulls up and it turns out that Big Worm really did send someone to kill him. So everybody's outside trying to figure out what happened and to find Craig and Smokey when Debbie comes walking across the street dragging Felicia behind her to confront Debo. Craig walks up just as Debo is hitting Debbie and Craig decides that it's finally time to do something about Debo. Craig's able to defeat Debo with the brick to the head and a couple of extra blows. His parents are proud and the rest of the neighborhood rejoices. Everybody finally feels safe, at least until next Friday.
Grandmama gave me this chain.
So there you have it, all the locations for Friday, all on one street. And if you want to come out here and check it out, they're out here every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And for a small fee, you can actually sit on Craig's porch and take a picture. So if you're able to, you should definitely come out, check out all the houses, support them, and enjoy. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.